A very good evening to you and welcome to Primetime News on MTV Sports. I'm Nadim Majid.
And I'm Krishna Panditharatna. We start off the news with a look at your headlines first.
Making headlines this evening, the US-sponsored resolution on Sri Lanka adopted at the UN Human Rights Council. Sri Lanka informs the Council that the resolution is unacceptable. Tense situation arises in the Indian Parliament when a debate was called for on Sri Lanka. India's Central Bureau of Investigation raids the house of the son of M. Karunanidhi. Australian Prime Minister Julia Gillard survives an uncontested Labour Party leadership vote.
The US-sponsored draft resolution on Sri Lanka, which was presented before the United Nations Human Rights Council session in Geneva, was adopted today following a vote. More details of that story will follow on later on in the news bulletin.
Addressing the Cabinet media briefing today, Cabinet spokesperson Minister Keheliya Rambukwella said that the UNHRC session is not the end of a journey. The minister added that the government is prepared to face challenges and sanctions.
All parties should come together. We hope there will be a consensus on this in Parliament. We work with good intentions. If certain countries are acting on the needs of the diaspora that supports what is left of the LTTE, then they are acting on a different agenda. Whatever we do will not be agreed upon. We are working with a lot of self-confidence. This will not be the end of a journey. We also have an understanding on the sanctions. I wish to mention that we as the government are prepared to face these challenges.
The Federation of National Organizations staged a demonstration in Colombo today against the US-sponsored resolution on Sri Lanka that was tabled at the UNHRC.
Representatives from several political parties and organizations took part in this demonstration that was held opposite the US Embassy in Colombo. It was held under the title of Protest Against the Resolutions by the US and India. This resolution was tabled not with the objective of protecting human rights in this country or tabled for the good of the innocent people in this country. The US should be ashamed for tabling resolutions. It is an insult for a country like the US, which speaks of democracy and human rights, to table such a resolution.
Meanwhile, a tense situation arose at the Indian Parliament today when several Tamil Nadu parliamentarians were emphasizing that an immediate debate should take place on Sri Lanka. South Indian-based Sun TV reported that both houses of parliament were adjourned for the third day today.
Members from several political parties, including the DMK and the AIA-DMK, continue to disrupt proceedings in the Lok Sabha, and Speaker Meera Kumar resorted to adjourn proceedings. Meanwhile, at the Rajya Sabha too, a tense situation arose when Sri Lanka was taken up for discussion, which resulted in proceedings being adjourned. South India's Sun TV also reported that the house of the Indian Finance Minister P. Chidambaram was surrounded by protesters who charged that the Indian government failed to add amendments to strengthen the US-sponsored resolution on Sri Lanka.
Indian media reports that only two political parties have agreed on bringing forth a resolution against Sri Lanka to the Indian Parliament. This matter was discussed at the all-party meeting held last night.
The all-party meeting was called for last evening to discuss the proposal put forth by the leader of the DMK, M. Karunanidhi, on bringing a resolution against Sri Lanka to the Indian Parliament. Indian media reported that only the DMK and AIA-DMK had agreed on the resolution. Indian opposition leader Swashma Swaraj had said that such a situation only prevails between the Indian government and the DMK, and that it was pointless to inquire for suggestions on the matter from her party.
India is a functional democracy, and we cannot have resolutions in Parliament specific to a country and be treated like Pakistan as we saw them passing resolution. But at the same time, we will see what is the mind of the government, what does it want through a resolution, and whether such a resolution is at all required.
तो अभी अफजल गुरु के मामले में वहाँ पाकिस्तान में के पार्लियामेंट में प्रस्ताव पास किया तो उसको हम लोगों ने घोर निंदा किया। हम लोगों ने कहा कि ये हमारे अंदरूनी मामले में दखलंदाजी है। तो अब हम किस मुंह से लंका के खिलाफ जो है प्रस्ताव पास करेंगे? ये बहुत अच्छी स्थिति नहीं है।
मुझे नहीं लगता है कि डीएमके ने समर्थन वापस लिया है। डीएमके की ये नौटंकी बहुत साल से चल रही है। ये एक सौदा होता है और सब सत्ता के भूखे हैं। जब राष्ट्र संकट में आता है तो कोई समर्थन वापस नहीं लेता है। इसके पहले भी ऐसे बहुत से प्रसंग आए थे कि जिस वक्त लगा कि यूपीए सरकार गिरनी चाहिए, सत्ता से हटनी चाहिए, तभी सरकार को बचाने वाले डीएमके और समाजवादी पार्टी थे।
Meanwhile, India's Viduthalai Chiruthehal Katchi says that they too had decided to withdraw their support from the UPA as the Indian government had failed to add amendments to the US-sponsored resolution on Sri Lanka.
Submitted my withdrawal letter of support to the UPA. We have support the UPA government for the past 3.5 years, but because of the Elam Tamils issue, we have withdrawn the support. We have emphasized and pressurized the government of India to take necessary steps to amend the resolutions proposed by USA in UNHRC. Particularly, the amendment should be international independent investigation on genocide. But our government is not ready to amend the resolution. So we have taken this decision along with DMK.
Now, the residence of M.K. Stalin, the son of DMK leader M. Karunanidhi, was raided by the Indian Central Bureau of Investigation today. The raid was conducted in connection to illegal car imports.
The Indian Central Bureau of Investigation had conducted the raid this morning. The car used by M.K. Stalin's son, Udayanidhi Stalin, was taken into CBI custody. The raid was conducted 2 days after Dravida Munnetra Kalaham or DMK party withdrew support from the federal ruling coalition.
After it was said that one of the cars was in the name of Udayanidhi Stalin, the son of M.K. Stalin of Dravida Munnetra Kalagam party, officers of the Indian Central Bureau of Intelligence visited his house, but there was no car there. The search of M.K. Stalin's residence by the CBI has now become a controversial issue on the political stage. Meanwhile, Indian Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh has also expressed views on this. He said that the search operation was unfortunate. Leader of the Congress party, Sonia Gandhi, has also expressed her disappointment. Central government ministers Chidambaram and Kamal Nath have also voiced their objection to this operation undertaken by the CBI without the approval of the government. Leaders in India's opposition have also condemned this search operation. They charged that the CBI had planned this search operation following the DMK's exit from the UPA government.